Salve, salve galerinha, tudo bem com vocês? Fusem na área aqui de novo, trazendo pra vocês a gameplay de The Sinking City. É um jogo de ação, aventura misturado com terror. Vamos ver aí então. Vou ler a descrição pra vocês aqui, ó, se liga. Na década de 1920, na costa leste dos Estados Unidos, a cidade semi-submersa de Oakmont é dominada por forças sobrenaturais. Você é um dos investigadores particular que busca descobrir o que de fato possui na cidade e corrompeu a mente dos seus habitantes. Vamos lá então, galerinha, ver como é que é esse jogo lindo e maravilhoso aqui então. Novo jogo aí, vamos lá. Terror, velho. Terror já começa a me arrepiar já. E tem a moral mesmo, ó. Calafrio já, filho. Ó essa musiquinha já, só pra te dar uma atenção, tá ligado? Pelo amor de Deus. Partiu! Já vi que eu vou me cagar. Ô, louco, velho. Ai! Como é que pega? Pega.
Hope I never have to use it. But something tells me I will.
Caro senhor Charles Reed, como pedido, pesquisei os surdos de história, histéria e as visões da cidade de Massachusetts. Parece que suas suposições estavam corretas. Tais casos são, de fato, mais frequentes aqui. Homens e mulheres, de fato, o país são atraídos para Ucachachaka, assombrados por visões semelhantes às suas. Uma cidade em submersão. A presença de algo grande, porém desconhecido. Por sorte, acredito ter me deparado com a fonte do seu problema, bem como a pessoa capaz de ajudá-lo. Prepare-se e venha para Oakmont assim que puder. Eu me encontrei com você e eu ajudarei sua jornada. Cordialmente, Jonas Van der Berg.
Never trust a tourist advertisement. Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Now get out.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Reaching Oakmont is no easy task. Most maps I've found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
That's an eye-catching suit.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. A mere flood is no excuse for one to abandon one's style.
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. Places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Beleza. Cidade é grande, velho. Vamos lá então, galera. Nossa. Tem um polvo aqui já.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each
Cadê
other.
o macaco?
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouther-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Ela parece macaco, velho.
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Cara, toda vez que você faz uma pergunta, aparece mais. É muito papo.
I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
Sai por aqui, agora.
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Espero que alguém encontre isso. Meu nome é Albert Dona e esse é meu equipamento. Alertá-los, não desçam as profundezas de Oakmont. Jamais deveríamos ter feito isso. Tudo deveria ter permanecido naquela caverna. Temo que esse será de mim. Está ecoando em minha mente. Eu não penso para ver se fecho os pirata. E vou alertar a tudo. Vai estar aqui.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Bye.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay, my head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea where Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay, have mercy on his soul.
I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Choo choo. Ahem. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. Five cards short of a full house. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebhal, Nugulina, Haftin.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Take this, ape-face. Yeah, run!
What's happening?
Okay, let's Let's see what we have here.
Take this, ape face.
What's happening?
Yeah, run! Yeah, run! Take this, ape face.
What's happening?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
My head! I still hear those voices.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
So the fishermen pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. There's something in the pocket.
Luiz, por favor, me dê mais uma semana. Eu sei que estou devendo, mas mas estou até o pescoço, como todo o resto por aqui. Mal tenho como manter o bar funcionando com toda a confusão no porto. De acordo com certa pessoa, ter um sustento constante em breve. Só mais uma semana e lhe pago o dobro que eu lhe devo, Peter.
The door won't budge.
Caralho! Ê, que susto da porra! Que praga é isso, velho? Ui, meu coração! Ai. Coração,
One
velho.
fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilt for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Ugh. Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag, Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need.
Salve, salve galerinha, tudo bem? Então, tomei um susto da praga jogando esse jogo aqui. E cara, muito bom o jogo, tipo, muito papo e tal, mas porque o seu jogador é um detetive. Você tem que investigar, você foi pra uma cidade que tá acontecendo um surto de... Parece que é algum surto na cabeça das pessoas que tá deixando ela negócio. Aparecem uns bichos meio estranhos, igual esse aqui assim, ó, tá vendo? Apareceu um bicho lá embaixo, lá meio estranho, que eu tomei um susto. Nossa, que susto que eu tomei, galera. Então, se você quiser que eu deixe mais vídeos desse jogo aqui, deixe nos comentários aí, que eu dou uma avançada no jogo aí. Então, se inscreve no canal, não deixe de deixar nos comentários os jogos que você queira que eu jogue. Então é isso aí, galerinha. Muito obrigado. Então, até a próxima. É nóis.